Anyway, good morning and welcome. So, SolarEdge have started off 2026 with some new products and new features. We're going to be going through them quite rapidly this year. So, I've got a couple that we need to do this quarter. So, by March, you will have a good vision of all the products that are coming and when they're coming, and also the ones that are here now. This product now we're going to talk about is actually here now. So, this is a here now product. We are going to talk about the multi-range concept. It's a new inverter we have, which allows you flexibility of distribution and installation, and also some other choices once you install it. So I won't go too far into that. We're then going to look at the part number transition. So what part number is the new inverter that's supported? The benefits for the distributor, the benefits for the installer, how we would commission it, the unboxing and commissioning video, and then some FAQs, and then underneath the very last thing we've got next month's webinar. So I'm going to let you know what we're going to do next month, so to entice you to keep coming. So the multi-range concept campaign. Basically, we've got the residential and C&I inverter. They are the new products. What does it mean? So for us, the benefit of us of having one part number is that we would sell a box to you, to the distributor. Distributor would then be available to sell a box of any description to you as an installer, and then for the customer, there's no delay in waiting for parts to come. So fewer part numbers to stock, sell and install, and this also covers replacement parts under warranty that you would get this new multi-range inverter. So you would turn up at site with an RMA inverter and it will become anything you want it to be. So we have one part number for all the power classes for single phase. Very easy to manage your inventory and very easy to configure the power classes. So we are going to look at the commercial inverter, but we're going to look in depth at the residential. Both are available now, I should say. One important note on there is that the LG battery and EV charging inverter are not part of this, so you won't be able to add LG batteries to this product, and the same for the Home Hub product we have now. You can't do that. So these are the part numbers of residential. I'm going to just turn on my laser pen, make it a bit easier. Laser pen. So these are the residential single phase inverters. You can see we have EU and India. So I want you to ignore this part here, okay, because this is the India part code. But it's all part of the presentation I need to do. So just ignore this bottom part here. So what we're doing, we're replacing the single phase Home Hub inverters, okay, of all power classes, so 2.2 up to 10 kilowatts. And we're also replacing the Home Wave inverter power classes from 2.2 up to 10. So the Home Hub and the Home Wave inverters are going to be replaced by the new part number here. Now, the easy way to remember this is, as you've got it here, basically H and 57. So if it ends in 57, so I think of Heinz 57, tomato sauce. So if it ends in 57, that is the new part number, that is the new multi-range concept product. But if it ends in the 54 or N4, it's not the same product. So if you get a box sent to you from a distributor and you want the multi-range, make sure it ends in 57. If it does, that is the product for you. If you say, I wanted a 6 kilowatt inverter and this box arrives and it looks like this is a 10 kilowatt, so it looks like SE 10,000H, you think, oh, I don't want that one. I actually want a 3.68. As long as it ends in 57, it can be anything you want it to be. So the Home Hub inverter single phase, one part number for all, has ratings from 2.2 to 10 kilowatts. Now, please bear in mind the 2.2 is only available for India. For the rest of us in the UK, we start at 3 kilowatts. So 3 kilowatts, 3.68, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 10. They're the power classes available. So we're phasing out the Home Hub inverters and the Home Wave inverters, okay? A similar thing for the commercial inverters, but we're only looking at the managers, so the Synergy inverters here. So these are the manager itself. So normally we have a 50 kilowatt manager, a 66 kilowatt manager, a 90 and a 100 kilowatt manager. And what's happening is these are being replaced. So the 50, 66 are being replaced. The 90 and the 100 also being replaced as well into a couple of sets. So this is now a 50 and 66 are called the double. So DBL stands for double. So 50 and 66 now become the double. Why double? Because they have two Synergy inverters. The triple or tri here is for the 90 and 100 kilowatt. Why triple? Because we have three Synergy inverters. So it's very easy to remember. If you have two Synergy inverters, that's either a 50 or 66, that becomes a DBL. If you have three inverters, which would be either a 90 or a 100 kilowatt, it's the triple, the TRI. Okay. Let me turn my pen off. So, what's the benefits for a distributor? Well, rather than them buying 100 boxes, say 10 of each, and then being left with maybe a 2.2 or a 10 kilowatt or maybe a 6, this isn't going to happen. You will always have availability as an installer. So these 100 boxes, for argument's sake, that the distributor orders from us, they can be any combination they want. They can have 110 kilowatts, they can have 10 of each, they can have whatever value they want. Okay. So it means that you will never ever have to be out of stock with a SolarEdge inverter from now on, because the distributor will be able to say to you, these are the multi-range concepts, you can have whatever it is. We have 100 of these and they are any size available. For the installer, well, you're just buying one box, and the beauty of it is you're buying one box that is the same price. So we've done the prices, and you know me, I don't talk about money. That's very vulgar. That's not what we talk about on the technical product. We talk about features and how the product can support you in your various needs. But as for money, this is a sales thing, and you will see very soon the price is a very attractive price. We're not charging you the 10 kilowatt. We're not charging you the 3 kilowatt price. We're charging you something in between, and it is a very, very attractive price. So as an installer, you are buying a box that can be a 10 kilowatt. So you might be paying well under what you normally pay for a 10 kilowatt, but slightly over what you might pay through a 3 kilowatt. So it's in those ranges, and I don't talk about money because I said it's vulgar as before. So I just talk about the products. You can speak to your sales rep, you can speak to the distributor, and they will give you the price. Okay. So as an installer, well, basically you're getting it right first time. Whoops, I've made a mistake. I've ordered the wrong inverter. Here I am at site. Oh dear, I can't install it. I've now got to go back, change it. No, you don't. You simply select the right power class and it's done. As an installer, you can then take 5 boxes wherever you go, and you know you have 5 jobs to do, that you will have 5 inverters for that, regardless of what power class they are. The upsell value as well is because the inverter can do different power classes. What that means is that you can have install a 3.68, and if your customer then says a couple of years later, oh, I would like to have a some more panels, please. Can you put another inverter in? You don't need to put another inverter. As long as you get your G99 application, if that G99 application says that they can have a 10 kilowatt inverter, you simply change, or you don't change, but you simply tell us for a small fee, and we will change that power class from a 3.68 to a 10 kilowatt. The other attractive bonus to this is that if you have a new housing estate and the new housing estate is connected to a substation, the substation isn't particularly strong enough to deal with the new housing estate, and the DNO says, I'm sorry, you can't have 3.68 inverters, but they have to be lower. You can install all of these inverters as a 3 kilowatt inverter. And then once the DNO substation has been, national grid and everything has been increased for the new housing estate, we can change that to a 3.68 inverter for you, or to a 4 or a 5 or whatever value you want. So you're not going to lose out at all on opportunities to install the product. And again, you cannot install the LG battery with this inverter. It is a home hub inverter, and you cannot install it. Now, being a home hub inverter, that means you can have backup with it. That means you can support batteries. You can have a SolarEdge EV charger. You can have the meter. You can have the backup interface. You can have the smart home devices. All these products are supported, but we don't support the LG battery. Okay, just to make that very clear. Now, I do have some questions, and if you don't mind, everybody, I'm in the flow. I'll answer the questions at the end, and I will go back to the relevant slides if we need to. So please don't be alarmed if we're not answering your questions. So we've made this magical product that does everything you ever wanted it to in a box. And there's bound to be some consequences, isn't there? There's bound to be, oh, it's going to be so super complicated now because it's not going to be straightforward. Well, I can assure you, we've worked very hard and it is incredibly straightforward. We've tested vigorously the process. I've tested it. I've done at least 3 installs, test installs in the UK, full installs, to make sure that this is a product that works effortlessly and flawlessly. And I can assure you it does. What you would get is you get a screen, you get a picture here in the screen, as you can see. Let me turn my laser pointer on. Here we go. This screen here is showing the label. So this is the normal label you get, with the exception that up the top you have the power class of a 3 kilowatt. You can see you've got a little dotted line here. Yeah. Well, what we need to do is, when we decide what power class it is, we would affix one of the power classes. You can see you've got a 2 kilowatt, 3.68, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 10. So it comes as standard as a 3 kilowatt inverter. And if you wanted it to be a 10 kilowatt, after you've done the process, you would affix the 10 kilowatt sticker here. So what's the process? The process is very simple. You scan these 2 QR codes, so this one here and this one. You scan them using SolarEdge Go install. So not setup. Setup is end of life now. It's actually in the SolarEdge Go. So please download the SolarEdge Go app. When you open SolarEdge Go app, it will tell you to install. You click on install, and then you're able to scan the QR code. So you scan this QR code here, scan both of them, and it waits, does some background working, and then you get the option of choosing your power class. You can see on here that these got the 10, the 8, the 6, and 5, and 4, and the rest are underneath. We'll see later in the video anyway. You simply select, you highlight the one you want, you press continue, and then it says here, apply model label. And that's where you select the one you want. You put it on top of this one here, and then what you need to do is you press that button, and it says prove that you've installed the right label, just to make sure that you're not going to put a 6 kilowatt on a site that should only be a G98. So you prove the label and you put the label on, and then you have to take a scan of the 2 labels again, just to check that it's got the right power class label. So that's it. Now, there are some FAQs at the end, and we'll cover all the what ifs and things like that afterwards. Now, I mentioned about the commercial inverters. You may remember they were called the 50 and the 66, and they would be DVL in the part number, and the 90 and 100 would have TRI for triple in the part number. And it's exactly the same concept. You open SolarEdge Go, you go to install, you scan the QR codes here, you then say what power class you want it to be, select the power class, select model, and straight into commissioning. That's it. Okay. So we've got a video here. I'm just going to explain the data sheet very quickly before I press play. This is a single phase home hub for Europe, India, and the Philippines. This is the data sheet you will see. You can see it has 2.2, 3, 3.68, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 10 on there. But the 2.2 is not available for the UK, only for India and the Philippines. Right, I'm going to press play now. No, wrong button. Let's go back. I'll press play over here. I need to take my laser pointer off. Schoolboy errors, I'm afraid. Should have known better. Right, here we go. There's no sound. I will be doing the commentary, so please don't be alarmed. So there's data sheet. Then we're straight into the part code and the unboxing. This is the view window that you have on the inverter. So if you're unsure you've got the right inverter, you can undo the window and you can see on there you've got the part number and you've also got the serial number. So what's inside? Well, once you open the inverter, obviously using a good method to do that, don't rip the covers apart because you might need them later on. So you open the inverter up, and inside the inverter will be the bracket, the polystyrene, and tape to the inverter. So there's no possible way that you could lose the labels. Taped to the inverter will be the quick guide. The quick guide has got pictures, and it does have some words at the back, but pictures are very self-explanatory, very similar to the current Home Hub inverter guide, with just a couple of additions to it. Then you have the screws for the bracket, and inside here you won't have the yellow envelope, but you will have this cerise colored envelope, and inside this envelope is the stickers. Now, once you've chosen the sticker you want, don't throw away the other stickers. Please keep them with you because you may need them. They are generic. It's only the power class QR we're reading. There's no serial numbers on there, so they are generic. So you can reuse these stickers on other sites in case you've made a mistake. Who remembers a Panini sticker album where we always used to stick the stickers on wrong and tried to lift them off, and sometimes they would peel off and go a bit wrong. So keep the spares, don't throw them away. It won't do you any harm by keeping them. So commissioning. Let's have a look at the commissioning. So this is one of the commissioning videos I've done, and I will go through all the bits on here as to where's my mouse gone? There we go. So here I am doing the QR code, and I will, oops, we will go back. Sorry, people. I'm going to try and pause it at the right time. Let's go back to beginning and pause. Okay, you can see on there 3 kilowatts anyway. So it had 3 kilowatts. We'll see on a different one. Now, because it's geofence, what this means is that all the sites around where you are physically standing, so all the buildings will come up. And you can see on here that because I work for SolarEdge, I have nearly every site on here, including the sites I've done and other people's sites on here. So it is geofence. So we scroll through, we're selecting the right site that it needs to be added to. So no need to add the serial number. It's done automatically. You then enter the kilowatt peak. For this site, 6.8. Yeah, then press continue, registering the inverter. You then press continue, and now you're connecting to the inverter. Okay, so you scan the serial, you scan the power class, now you're connected to it. Then you're doing some gathering data, and this is where you would select the power class you want. I select 3.68. There's a little bit of a pause here because what I'm doing is I'm sticking the label on. So I'm literally sticking on. I pressed OK, press continue. And if we go back, you can see that my label has still got some of the backing on it. And the reason I've done this in case there was a problem and I just need to peel that label off. So I'm holding it down now. You can see it's a 3.68. I'm capturing both QR codes. Now, why is it not capturing? It's a little bit dark. So it tells me on there to turn my torch on. So I'm turning my torch on. But first of all, I press the show me what to scan button. And it says no valid model found. These are the QR codes, so the top one and the bottom one. It wants you to scan. So I turn the torch on and it works straight away. Then it uploads the firmware, and then we get into a situation of commissioning. So that's it. That's all you need to do for the power class. Very straightforward. And then it's uploading the firmware, and that's it. Okay, so FAQs. So I'll answer these and then I'll answer your questions, because hopefully I'm predicting here that I've answered your questions and my FAQs, but we'll soon see. So these are the questions that you would be saying: I have been sent the wrong inverter. I needed a 3.68 and this is a 10K inverter. And it's a good question to say. So the answer would be, please check the part number. If you have an SE100H RWS F ending in 57, 57 is a key, then this is a multi-range concept inverter. It's a single phase home hub, and you can make this inverter any of the following power classes you want: a 3 kilowatt, a 3.68, a 4, a 5, a 6, 8, or a 10. Now, we have set the wrong power class. Do I need to buy a new one? That's a good question. No, you don't need to buy a new one. What you need to do to make sure that you are setting the right power class and you are giving us the right power class information, it's very simple. Add the correct power label, open a case or WhatsApp, send us a picture of the power class label on the inverter, and we have a button that we can press on Apollo. So this is our internal tools. So press a button that can set the power class. Basically, don't change anything. Don't press factory reset. Don't do anything. Okay, let us do it. What was I going to say on here? There was another thing on here. Yes. No, it will come to me. So basically, put the right label on and send us a picture on WhatsApp, and we will get it done for you. Oh, wrong button again. I don't have any stickers. Well, remember, the power class stickers are in the envelope with the instructions. Now, I have been to many a site, and I have said to the installer, did you get the instructions list? No, I didn't get the instructions. Did you get the template that showed you how to install the synergy managers, the new triple, we should say, with the 3 inverters and the manager? No, I didn't. And then we go back to the site hut, and then we have a cup of tea, we sit down, we have a chat, and I spy over in the corner, neatly packed, all the instructions and all the templates for all the products that people have just taken out of the box. And because they thought to themselves, I don't need this, I know how to install SolarEdge, and discard it. So the power class stickers are taped to the inverter because they're in the envelope that says instructions. So please make sure you have a look for those. So if you don't have any stickers for whatever reason, okay, even the spare ones you kept from the previous installations, we can still set the power class for you. You open a case, we will send you the correct label, send us a picture of that power class label on the inverter. Once you've done it, we'll be able to change it. Now, why are we so particular about the power class label and setting it once we have proof? It is because of the ENA type test register, and we are on the ENA type test register with the same part numbers, the same products, and we need absolute proof that you are setting it as a 3.68. So please don't think you can set it as a 3.68 and then get it to work as a 10 kilowatt. If you put a 10 kilowatt label on it and you set it at 10 kilowatt, that's on you. It's not on SolarEdge. Now, for these 2 questions, at any stage of these 2 questions and it goes wrong, and you think, oh no, I haven't got a sticker, or I've got the wrong sticker on there, the inverter will still work as a 3 kilowatt inverter. It will still function. You can still set the communication, the country code, you can still pair, you can still add the battery, you can still do all of this. Nothing will stop the product from working, and nothing will stop the product from being able to add the battery, the EV charger, the smart devices, a backup. That will not cause a problem. The only difference will be the power class. Once you've done everything like that, we can just by press of a button change the power class for you. But we do need proof, obviously. So can I add a single phase battery and a backup interface to this inverter? Well, I'm sure you already know that one. Yes. So this is the same inverter as a current single phase home hub inverter. You can add up to three 400 volt batteries and a single phase backup. Now remember, you can also add three SolarEdge Home Hub multi-range concept inverters. You can have three batteries on each of them, giving you a total of 9 batteries on that site, as long as the DNO approve it, obviously. So this is an important bit, and I want you to concentrate on this because it's going to be on the very last slide. So you have you have up to 10 kilowatts of backup with this product. So because you're buying a product now that can do anything, it's a multi-range concept product, it means it can do from 3 kilowatts, so 3, 4, 5, sorry, 3, 3.68, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 10. It can do any of those. If you select the AC power class for this, it will be the same in backup. So if you select a 3 kilowatt, 3 kilowatt in backup, 3.68, 3.68 in backup, a 4 kilowatts in backup, 5 kilowatt, 5 kilowatts in backup, 6 kilowatts in backup, 8 kilowatts in backup, 10 kilowatts in backup. Now you can change this, but the reason it's a default value is if you go to a site and you have a supply for a 20 amp breaker and it's a 3.68, you don't particularly want that to do more than 3.68 in backup, or when you need it to be in backup, it may trip the fuse. So the default value is always the same backup as the AC power class, okay? So is this inverter on the ENA type test register? Yes, I've already told you this. It's the no changes to the inverter and it's the same model. And also one interesting thing is I get emails every now and again from people saying, oh, the certificate date is out now because you know that you registered this in 2023 and it's now 2026 and we need to register a new certificate. We don't. The ENA doesn't work like that. Type test registers don't work like that. Certificate of compliance doesn't work like that. The certificate is issued at that date of issue. It does not need to be updated. So we don't have any issue with certificates being out of date. There's no such thing as an out of date certificate. If there's a problem with certificate, the ENA will mark it as non-compliant and you'll still be able to use it. So please don't be worried by that. So the next one is, I've been sent this inverter as an RMA. What do I do? Well, please install the inverter as you would normally. There is a larger physical size to the 10 kilowatt than there is to the 3.68. But yes, you have now got an inverter that will do all of these power classes. So simply install the inverter, connect the DC, the communication, the AC, switch it on, use the SolarEdge Go app to install, scan the QR code, select the power class, and then fit the correct label. The rest is as expected. The rest is how you would normally do it. So last FAQ, and then we're going to your questions. So I only have a cable and protected device for a 3.68 inverter. I'm worried it will do 10 kilowatt in backup and trip my MCB. I've already given you the answer to this one. So it's a great question. Now, not only do I write the questions, I write the answers. So this is almost like, I was thinking the other day, it's a bit like a God complex, isn't it? You know, congratulating myself on my own question. So this is a great question. Please remember the default backup power will match the AC power that you select. You can change this in the power control selection and setup. So you can change it. I said it was a default value. But if you've done it and wired it with a big enough circuit breaker and big enough cable, you can make the inverter do any values you want in backup. So the inverter backup limit you can see is highlighted here. It's a 3.68 model I installed and it's at 3.68. So let's have a look at the next slide. Okay, and then you have your default limit. So default limit is this, but you can get it to do any one of these. So I can have my 3 kilowatt giving me 10 kilowatt of backup as long as I have enough battery and as long as I have, so 2 batteries, as long as I have enough PV. Please remember, the Home Hub inverter will give you, if you have 2 batteries, it will give you 10 kilowatts, okay? 10 kilowatts on a 10 kilowatt inverter. You'll get 10 kilowatts out of those batteries. So now I'm going to answer your questions. Just give me a minute. Some of them I hope I've already answered. Let's go to the very first one. So is there any truth in the 50 kilowatt Synergy inverter being unavailable and on a 6-month waiting list? I've heard rumors about it being discontinued. Well, your rumors are partly founded. So yes, if you may remember, we are removing the 50 and the 66 and we're making them into the double. So yes, your rumors are correct, but we do have an inverter, a DBL, okay, and that is available. So please don't be alarmed by that. It is being discontinued and it will be unavailable. The 6 months waiting list is incorrect. It's basically just changing to a new part number. Okay, let's go to another one. So are the EV charging inverters still available? Yes, they are. And we will have some a webinar. I would imagine when we're going to do the webinar, we'll do it in March. We'll talk about the EV chargers in March. So please make sure you tune in on March for the EV chargers, okay? Next one here. So is the inverter power changed with a software update? No, not an update. You just select the power class as we go. So it's every inverter has all the power classes on it. It's a hardware is designed for a 10 kilowatt, but you can limit it via the power class setting. Okay. What will the small fee be? No idea. We haven't decided on a small fee. If you mistakenly do it, we'll do it free of charge. Please don't be alarmed by that. The small fee is purely if you have to install it as one power class and you need to leave that running for a period of time, and then you can change it into the larger power class. Or if you upsell and you get a G99 application at some point, you'll be able to upsell. There'll be a small fee for that, but we're not talking astronomical fees. Again, if you make a mistake, an honest mistake where you've done the wrong power class, that's done free of charge. So please don't be alarmed by that. Okay, that one. So the hub single phase 10 kilowatt, is that continuous? So I'm not sure what this means, but I think it's not sure what it means. If you could just retype that question for me. I'm reading backwards, so I'm okay. What about the warranty? Warranty is exactly the same for the inverters. So if you have an older inverter, the Home Wave or a Home Hub, or any of the older inverters under warranty, including the very first inverters we ever did, and they're under warranty, you will get the this multi-range concept as a warranty replacement. So you're getting the best, latest product from SolarEdge as a warranty replacement. We don't have the older stocks. We never keep older products for RMA. We just replace it with the best. So you'll just get the next best product. If I have an existing 3.68 HD wave inverter, can we do returns process, obtain a new adjustable type inverter for a small fee? That again is a sales question. It's a very good question, but that's a sales question you need to take with your sales representative, or if you wish to email me. And I will put my email at the end. Okay, next question. Okay, so someone's having a bit of trouble with the SolarEdge Go app here. So you've got to make sure you download the latest SolarEdge Go app. So we have done quite a few updates because of the multi-range concept. There's quite a few updates on that. So I would make sure that you delete the app and download it again. Download the latest one, or make sure that you go into your, let's say for Google Play for Android, you go into there and you look for the latest one. So yes, please keep updating your inverter. Okay, fees. Here we go. Who has authority to change the power class post install? So SolarEdge does, once you have given us the right sticker. So if you haven't got the right sticker on there, then you will get set that power class. Okay. Are all the DNOs on board with this concept? Yes, they are. Yes, there's no problem there at all. So will there be a multi-range option for the residential three-phase? Not so much a multi-range. There will be the Nexus. The Nexus will be with us. So the current inverter we've got, that will stay with us until the end of the year. Then you will have a Nexus three-phase residential system. If you've not heard of the Nexus, we'll cover that towards the middle of the year, and that will be the solution for that. Multi-range. When will the product be available? Now. It's available now. So 33K inverter still stays as they are. So it's only the Synergy managers and the Synergy inverters that are changing to the 1566, changing to the double, the 1900 changing to the triple. All the rest are going to be the same. So some inverters quote 8 kilowatts but can only supply 6 kilowatts. So yes, we're talking a difference between Home Hub and Home Wave inverters here, but the multi-range concept inverter will do, as I said, will give you a maximum of 10 kilowatts. If you have two batteries, you'll get 10 kilowatts of backup. If you've got 5 kilowatts of PV and you've got a 5 kilowatt battery available, you will get 10 kilowatts in backup. Warranty period is standard 12 years, extendable to 25 years. Is there an option for customers' LG batteries? No, unfortunately, LG batteries are not supported with this product and not supported with the Home Hub, only the Home Wave inverters. How long will this range be produced and supported, given that it's developed? So a year. We're looking at over a year for this product to be here, and then Nexus will be with us. Will it support vehicle to home? That's the EV charger. Yes, the EV charger will. The SolarEdge One EV charger will support vehicle to home and vehicle to grid. That is depending on your car. So there are only 3 or 4 cars at the moment that support it. And there is a new regulation coming out, the ISO regulation to do with communication between EV chargers and cars, that will allow more cars to do it. Do these come with built-in Wi-Fi aerial? No, they come in with a standard home network antenna, but there is an option for you to connect a Wi-Fi aerial. So are all optimizers compatible, especially the old ones in RMA? Absolutely, yes, they are. Okay, the last question is, if inverter is set to 3.68 to match the generation, the customer decides to add more people later date, can the inverter be reset to match the new generation with DNO approval? Absolutely, yes. Absolutely, it can. We can go up to a 10 kilowatt. So yes, rather than installing another inverter, you would simply upgrade the AC supply to the inverter and change it to up to a 10 kilowatt. So I think, oh, maybe one more. Will this integrate with existing inverters on site? Yes, it will. Yeah, you can add this to another inverter, and always the best practice is to make the newer inverter your leader. It's always better to make the new inverter a leader rather than relying on the older products as such. I hope you're happy. Look forward to seeing you in next month's webinar. Have a lovely day, and thank you again. See you all soon.